Hello, bonjour, aloha, and welcome back to Meeting History. Today we will be interviewing the very famous and punishing Louis XVI. Welcome.
Thanks, Bean. It's great to be back and alive in this very short period of time.
I can imagine. Now, we're going to get straight to the point because I'm sure our viewers want to get to know you because, after all, you are a world phenomenon.
Yes, okay.
The game we are about to play is called Quick Questions from the Past. Do you accept in playing it?
Sabine, how bad could it be?
First question. What was your role in the kingdom before the French Revolution?
I was the King of France up until the storming of the Bastille prison in 1789.
Any point in time were you married, and if so, who to?
Married, actually, to Marie Antoinette back in 1770 now. Yeah, and we were 16 when we wed, so we were pretty young, yeah.
And when were you born?
Versailles on the 23rd of August, 1754.
Become king, and who did you inherit the title from?
Succeeded my grandfather as Louis XVI in 1774, and that was when I became king. And as you can see, I still like to wear the crown because it makes me feel like I have an actual title in this kingdom.
Louis, why did the Parisians want to storm the Bastille prison on the 14th of July, 1789?
That year, the Parisians were really originally headed towards a revolution, and it was popular to resent my rule. And people started to become furious, so in the end, they were so enraged, they stormed my prison, which was kind of weird because I didn't do anything wrong.
I also think trying to raise taxes would provoke the people of Bastille to get mad, since you were bankrupt as well.
Part of the reason, I'll have to admit, Sabine, but the thing is, that's why they forced my family to retreat back to Paris from our beloved palace in Versailles. And while we were there, we tried to escape, but they just said because I put the taxes up and I went back bankrupt and put the whole kingdom in jeopardy. That's kind of what's lit the fire, really.
As you probably should know, you were assassinated, and would you care to tell me why?
Due to the uncovering of my foreign powers and being convicted of conspiracy. And the thing is, I was sentenced to death by the French National Convention, and mostly because I went bankrupt again. So yeah, that's why I was murdered.
Mind me asking, Louis, how were you killed?
I was murdered by a guillotine, which is basically, in other words, is called a beheader. And Marie Antoinette, my wife, was also beheaded in 1793. Yeah.
When exactly were you killed, Louis?
Same year as my wife Marie, so it was back in 1793, yeah.
And last question, Your Late Highness. Did you have any children? If so, how many, and what were their names?
That is a long question, and actually I did have children. I had 4, 2 daughters and 2 sons. Their names were Louis XVI, Louis Joseph, Sophie Helene Beatrice, and Mary Therese. Yeah, so I had a fair few, yeah.
Afraid that's all we have time for, Louis XVI. Thank you very much. Let's all thank Louis XVI for joining us, and we will see you next week, where we will be interviewing Louis XVI's wife, Marie Antoinette.